Welcome to Bamfordrose and another question of the week. This week it's paint blistering, or rather the dreaded Aston paint blister. This has affected cars since 04 DB9, 05 V8 and on current production stuff. Well, at least what I know to be the Ford generation, so pre-Mercedes technology. DB11, new V8 Vantage, I don't know if those cars suffer the same problem, but certainly the last of the run Ford era cars I've heard of paint blistering on very new cars. So it's all that range of cars, and they've had years to get rid of this problem, but it just seems to plague them and they can't get rid of it. So as you can see from the pictures of the silver V12 Vantage, this is a typical early start of what is called corrosion paint blistering, affectionately known here as the pizza. As it gets bigger it just spreads out and blisters and looks like a bit of a pizza. You can see the door handles. This is another common area. So the paint blistering happens on roof edges, door handles, top of the doors, around the rear quarter by the glass, boot lid of a V8. There are all some common places where this happens. So I've heard the factory excuse this problem for many different reasons. Oh, it's corrosion in the primer. Oh, it's something in the base coat. But if that was true, why does it never happen in the center of the roof or the center of the bonnet? It only ever happens on edges and in the common places. So rather than a paint curing process, you've got to put this down to contamination, cleanliness issue during painting. It can't be anything else. For years the factory have not covered this under 10-year anti-corrosion policy because they got out on anti-corrosion policy not applying to paint. Now as their reputation gets dragged through the mud a bit with this problem, like rear lamps, LEDs blowing on front headlamps, this is very annoying to have this problem happen to your car. And I have heard recently of dealers part funding or entirely funding some corrosion repairs. If it's on a couple of panels it's not so bad. You can do a little bit of a localized base coat and then lacquer of the whole panel, so it's not a big problem to get rid of. You know, you're not having to paint the whole car unless, and I've seen this on a couple of cars, it's very unfortunate, you've literally got paint corrosion on all of the panels and then it is a complete respray. What to do if you're buying, run your finger all around the edges of each panel, the door, the bonnet, lift the bonnet up. Have a look on the underside, because on the bonnet it starts from the underside lip and then works its way over the top. So run your finger around the car, all around the edges very lightly, and on your fingertips you'll start to feel a little bit of a rougher surface where it's bubbled. And then at least at point of purchase, if you see a little, or feel then see a little bit of corrosion on the bottom of the door, an area where you wouldn't normally look, you've only found this because you've run your fingers around it, then at least you can get some money out of the deal and the repair isn't that painful. Unfortunately, if you own the car and it starts paint blistering, then a repair is the only course of action. And like this silver V12 Vantage, that's been left a little bit too long, and unfortunately that's going to need the screen out now to properly get rid of corrosion, which turns it into a much bigger job. So it is best to attack the corrosion as soon as you see it. Maybe if you see a little bit of corrosion in one place, wait 6 months, keep a close eye on all the other panels, and then attack corrosion in one go. But the key is to sort it out before it spreads. And like as I say, in the case of that V12, it's got a much bigger repair now because it's been left for a long time. All I can say is that on all the cars that we've painted that have had corrosion, the corrosion has never come back. So again, this sort of suggests that it was contamination in original paint.